Welcome back everyone to the new season, and at this point I think you know the drill. New season means new mods, but we have decided that the autumn of next year is going to be where we draw the line on mod adding, so we can buckle on down and complete this crazy challenge. As ever, all the mods are listed on the spreadsheet in the video description, and if you want to join our Discord to get updates on all of our other projects, again the link is down below. So what's new for this season? We can now craft a variety of baubles, we can buy cows to make ice cream, grow some new crops, catch bugs, fire a whole load of new pottery, as well as make sake and grow a load of Halloween inspired crops. We have new ores from the geology mod, and at times the Bone Lord will come and turn the mines into a graveyard. We added new NPCs, Eli and Dylan, as well as new mouse friends in the forest, and a small NPC addition to the passerby cemetery. So let's jump into the season. On day 1, we danced with Alex, Carmilla added a new fish with her powers, we accepted the Go Nuts for Richie quest and paused time to have a long overdue decoration stream. Focusing on Grambleton this time, we set down grass starters around the full-grown trees to stop weeds and other trees from spawning. We decided to rip out the old walls and replace them with the various new fences from the More Fences mod that we had, placing down the yellow, red, blue and pink rose fences before getting more of the pathways planned out at the orchard. We got a purple rose fence down, reorganized the mulberry tree area to auto-process everything for us, finishing it all off with some lampposts around the area. Returning to the farm, we decorated up an area to showcase the 2 mods we had for sweet gem berries, getting the pedestals down, a heaviest tree planted, and more grass down for decoration. Time started again and we got the old crops out of the way and soil tilled for new crops. From Pierre buying artichoke seeds, cheese pumpkins, cabbage, carrots, rutabaga, quince and peanuts, before seeing an argument before Anton and Lorenzo. Lorenzo got a birthday gift before returning to Pierre's for an assortment of flowers for new honeys. Most of the crops got placed down and fertilized. We lit up the lightning rod area, returned to Grambleton to add some torches for lightning between the trees, and slept. Day 2 doesn't exist. We had to use the day to make sure the save was still working after a few big mods got an update and the better chest mod was now no longer useful, so we had to find a replacement. So nothing was actually done that day, it was just checking everything was still working. Aside from that though, we did level up in a new skill. On day 3, we received the Cuca Serum recipe in the mail and the Atelier table crafting recipe. A few new wines were ready to collect, and as we had decorated yesterday, today became the sorting day. We added 9 more silver quality minerals to forever storage, 12 new fish, a silver dwarf helm, computer and drum, 4 qualities of mushrooms we hadn't done yet, the forage of Ferngul got 9 more items, all qualities of 4-leaf clover got stored, as well as Sango pearls and star conches. Forage of Ferngul then got 16 mushrooms, all ginger qualities were stored, and several more base game fruits. 11 more dried mushroom types were stored. We made a chest for all the essential oils, set up an area to store gold-plated food forever, set soft tofu to process into firm tofu, added minerals into the sugar boiler, added more flowers to the drying rack, placed cookie, honey, maple syrup, oil, sunflowers and acorns into the butter churn. Sweet and savory kombucha were shipped, a whole load more items were placed into the packing crates with the rest all stored away. All the candy we made was stored with more placed into the machine. Several artifacts got ready to be turned into amber. We set up a cauldron to make potions, crafted a slime egg press to make slime tree seeds, and so ended the first long sort of the season. We fertilized all the mushrooms underneath the farm, met Eli at the community center who revealed he could also see the Junimos. We foraged at the beach, then headed to the market palooza. Here we bought the ancient Arcanian headband, meek tree seeds, dodo eggs, and all the seeds that they had on offer, and we had the money to also buy every weapon, purchased a few new recipes, as well as much furniture as we could, and our first of the 4 scarecrows from Passerby Cemetery, 9 cola saplings, and then we won the raffle to receive a new colorful watering can. One of those dodo eggs was shipped and the other was set to turn into mayo. The scarecrow was placed down and we slept. On day 4, our iridium maple syrup, oak resin and pine tar was ready, with the casks being restocked with pale ale, mead and wine. Louis told us we could now build a winery, and we headed to the Stardew aquarium for the first time to donate a whole load of fish we had before buying some legendary bait, a selection of shirts and the Fisher double bed. We found the new watering can could be upgraded if we had opals before buying 3 pottery kilns and seeing Maddie deliver groceries to Granny Evelyn. We bought Chinese artichokes from Pierre, enough saplings to fill up the farm shed, and a whole load of sugar before finding Krobus selling some items from the Baubles mod that we needed, and we finally bought from him the Old Master Shrine. The meek seeds we bought went down in the desert. We introduced ourselves to Ivy, who told us about bug catching, completed the trees in the shed, and started making all of the new types of pottery. Our first crystal candy, sun butter, sour kombucha, margarine, maple butter, honey butter, and cookie butter were ready, and then we slept. Alex asked us if we wanted a baby, to which we kindly said no, and on day 5 we received the Caesar salad and the caramel ice cream cake recipes. We could store every quality of azure corn flour away, we shipped 3 new pots, spent some time with Trini, picked up the morning hobby request, gave Kim Poi a birthday gift before buying 3 of each of the Ridgeside trees, and then we set aside Kim Poi's worries about returning to Ridgeside. We talked to Elliot about his writing, gave him a birthday gift, and at Grampleton the cola saplings and all the Ridgeside trees were planted. 7 more pots were shipped and stored, and we slept. Our legs got faster as we slept, and on day 6 our heirloom carrots were ready, so they were shipped and stored. We ventured to the mines to find some of the new geology mod minerals, obtaining our first golden mystery box, halite, first green frog egg, and rhodochrosite, before leaving to find Gunther and Marlon talking to Mateo. And they let him know that they didn't hold him responsible for helping Wyatt steal the museum collection all that time ago. From the Adventurers Guild, we claimed our first slime charmer rings, skull mask, and silver treasure trove, also buying from here a good selection of weapons or rings that we did not have yet in our collection before sleeping. On day 7, silver quality pale ale and mead were ready, 10 more pots could be shipped, and we bought patunst from the wandering trader as well as a number of recipes before giving Morgan their birthday gift. After we saw all the kids playing hide and seek in the forest, and don't question Leo being here at this moment, Pierre gave us some green pumpkin seeds, we broke troves with Clint, went to Elliot's recital, donated 2 more items to the museum, gave Rosa a birthday gift, finally got our first iridium void duck feather, and donated our first 5 creatures off: a cane toad, caterpillar, butterfly, centipede, and black ant. Ancient fruit was harvested, we shipped a gem geode, shipped 8 more pots, and then we slept again. On day 8, gold pale ale was ready, and we began the second Monday sort. We crafted a nut cheese press and processor, getting the processor working on peanut butter, also putting some in blenders to make peanut milk. Silver quality granite, lunarite, and dolomite were stored. Firm ancient tofu was shipped and stored. Different grains were set to turn into new alcoholic drinks. 33 popsicles were stored. Flowers were added to the florist table. Gardenia, lilac, and hibiscus extract were shipped and stored. Wild honeycomb was set to turn into honey. Essential oils, pickled honeycomb, and wine. More essential oils were stored, with flowers replacing them. Crystal candy was also stored and replaced with fruit, and 4 amber items were also shipped and stored. Different honey was added to turn into special mead types. Everlasting delphinium and clary sage were shipped and stored. An assortment of forage was set to turn into juice. 10 more flowers went onto the drying rack, and a large variety of flowers went to turn into flower syrup before we crafted up an oil maker, old master shrine, rock processor, fiber seeds, winter seeds, fall seeds, spinner, dressed spinner, barbed hook, thorn rings, and atelier table. And we used that table to make our first wooden buttons, hardwood buttons, gemstone buttons, small gears, winding key, paint, sea globe, and snow globe before the busy Monday sort ended. 4 more pots were shipped. Our first artichokes were ready and were stored away, and today was the day we attempted to check off so many requests that we hadn't completed yet. Maru showed us her new machine, the meat synthesizer. Robin got 10 hardwood. We asked her to upgrade the East Scarp barn. Eve was apparently Gus's sister and would open a saloon in Passerby. Mateo revealed the truth of the events leading up to Wyatt stealing everything from the museum. Shane had beef with Jingles. Gus received the coconut albacore and then the black chanterelles he'd asked for. Abigail got the amber preserved firm. Emily an apricot. Kent a starfish. We detoured for a steel pan upgrade, gave Ideen the flowers she wanted, Claire a birthday gift, Nikolai the cloth he was asking for, and the wizard an invisible fruit, void essence, and king parsnip. And to finish it off, Jodie got the largemouth bass that she had wanted for dinner, and we restored the Ridgeside minecarts. Back at the farm, we planted fairy rose at the honey farm, shipped 7 more pots, and we slept. Paladin reached level 4 as we slept, and on day 9 we received the golden piggy bank for making 10 million gold. The wizard needed another invisible fruit and also he sent us a prismatic shard in the mail. Our first quince was ready and was shipped and stored. The final star anise went down, meaning the wildflowers orchard was finally complete. Ivy received a bullfrog and grasshopper. Dark ale and porter were shipped, as were 4 more gold-plated crops, before we slept, making almost half 1 million gold that night. Gold quality mead was ready on day 10 and we could store away sunroot and cheese pumpkins. We found our first star jelly. We bought all the unique foods from the new Saloon, gave Kaya the yoho fruit that they had asked for, and freed Cotton from his prison. Nikolai told us how he thought he was being followed. We found our first void fruit, and Olga got the tea and coffee she had been requesting before seeing everyone at Pika's reminiscing about old times. We bought every recipe that Pika had, and wormwood seeds from the dwarf, before getting a candy maker down and cooking up an autumnal stew, caramel dipped miner's treat, and Caesar salad before bed. On day 11, we received the matcha latte recipe in the mail, went to visit the wildflower shops before Morgan told us about their preferences. We found a banana sapling from Shane, as well as an iridium quality normal white egg that we had been missing from our collection. We bought 2 more void goats, calling them Nettie and Shiro Mahiro, and 2 more void chickens called Just Call and Alan. We collected our steel pan, asked Robin for another East Scarp barn upgrade, before getting a heater and auto grabber set down there as well. Ivy got another butterfly, and we received 1 more of the Joja Colas we were desperately missing, the original recipe, before we slept. Paladin leveled up again, and we chose the Fight to End the Fight perk on day 12, and that morning our Iridium Pale Ale was ready. We agreed to go on a date with Alex, added a chest for the Nature in the Valley mod, bought a pufferfish, perch, purple office chair and retro catalogue from the Wandering Trader, had our date with Alex, gave the trash bearer bream, harvested a load of forage from the beach, including our first Acan coral. We gave June a birthday gift, helped Claire pay for her meal, gave Demetrius a pufferfish, find out about Eloise's pen pal in the Gotoro Empire, and completed the Go Nuts for Richie request before sleeping. On day 13, the wizard was asking for a petrichor heart, and we crafted up all the remaining lanterns for the lantern mod, meaning it is now done forever, placing the lantern boats on the river and the small lantern on the beachfront. We got a seed transformer down in Grandpa's shed ready for later, placed 3 recycling bins down in the village to see what the villagers throw out. We bought a generic cider from Gus, all the new recipes that he had, as well as a copper still, and we harvested and replanted our starfruit. That copper still got placed down and processing new artisanal items. We changed the layout of the pots in the workshop to showcase them better, and slept again, making almost 500,000 in gold. On day 14, we maxed out our hearts with Alex, bought fish, putunts, the Alex portrait, and Myriadan tea from the Wandering Trader, gave the raccoons what they had asked for, asked Clint for an iridium trash can, handed over the Meridian tea as Pam wanted one, and stocked up on new minerals that our birdhouses had been collecting for us. The lemon and cocoa trees got birdhouses and mushroom growers to increase profits, and we set down one of every fence from the Fences mod to get that mod finished forever as well. We filed for divorce and in an almost horrific turn of events entered the saloon to go on a date with Alex, and the poor guy didn't know that I'd just signed the papers. And to finish off a great day, we managed to collect the final Joja Cola that we were missing, Joja Cola Burn, and that was 1 more mod done. We hung up Alex's portrait, and then we slept. On day 15, all the trees in the greenhouse had matured and the Monday sort began again. We crafted 7 deluxe dessert stands as well as the mountain warp, Island Warp and East Scarp Warp. The dessert stands went down outside temporarily as our sheds needed upgrading, forage was set to turn into wine, stout and sake were shipped with other beverages stored away, amanita caps were set to dry, silver and gold oil were stored, and more produce crates was also stored away. We could ship and store our first 7 bouquets, store away 33 tea blends, ship plain kombucha, and we again started pickling fish. 12 more crops were set to plate into gold, and 7 more were stored away. Potions and syrups were also stored, as well as around 40 lollipops and another big batch of popsicles. A chest was set up for all the wild honeycomb mod items, Freesia and Pink Cat were set to preserve forever, more essential oils were stored, and the Monday sort drew to a close. Amaranth was ready, we automated the greenhouse trees, allowing us to ship 10 new crops. Moira was being asked to come to court, we stocked up on hardwood at Mount Vapius, gave Waffle a birthday gift, saw Nikolai again being convinced that he was being followed, Luna got a bouquet, we bought all the unique furniture items from the guild, and then we slept. On day 16, Iridium mead was ready, as were our Chinese artichokes which we could ship and store. We found our first golden void snail, and then it was off to the Stardew Valley Festival. Here we discovered flowers only available at the fair, and with money being no issue now, we bought all the tickets we needed for the furniture catalogue too, and 3 of each of those flowers so that we can start growing them on the farm and turn them into seeds later to expand. Placing those seeds down in the greenhouse after the Stardew Valley Fair, Ivy got another bug, and then we slept. On day 17, we watched a train go by, Linus not caring one bit about his safety, before we stocked upon FEMA stalks, jack-o'-lantern seeds, trick-or-treat candy, midnight peppers, spider silk saplings, and plasma peach saplings before collecting our iridium trash can. We asked Robin for our first deluxe shed, erased Alex's mind, stocked upon minerals and artifacts at the Junimore village, gave John a birthday gift, and asked Luna to marry us. With Eli, we shared a bite to eat, talked to the wizard about Luna, had a look at the mouse's shop, and we slept. Day 18, 2 new iridium wines were ready, and Luna, even though that we had not yet married her, had decided that they had already moved in and asked us to go on a date with her. I think at this point our save is starting to break down with all of these mods. At the beach we found our first torch coral, bought furniture from Willy and the fish hatchery recipe, before heading to Ginger Island and asking Leo to come live in Stardew Valley. We harvested cactus and planted down new ones, collected forage before checking how many golden walnuts we were still missing, and it turns out that we were very close. We were going to buy them from the Joja Parrot, but we didn't have the cash, so we will have to come back later, with Ivy getting a lizard and spider for her collection. Grampleton provided metal bars and new minerals, including a sapphire, and we got those spider and plasma saplings down while we were here. 15 crystallariums were crafted, and we slept. Silver Royal Mead was ready on day 19, and John had sent us some bunny ears in the mail. The deluxe shed was completed, meaning that we could now check that mod off as completed. Those crystallariums went down, making us frozen tears and diamonds, as well as some random other minerals for now. And eventually this shed will be replicating all minerals for us, aside from prismatic shards as per our challenge rules. The first 4 trees were ready in the farm shed, so we got them automated, before asking for a shed upgrade from Robin. With the East Scarp barn fully upgraded, it means that we could now buy mini pigs, and we got all 6, naming them Truffle, Belligerent Pig, Fiona Truffle, Hoolan Truffle, Hool Piggy, and Pigs on a Train, before heading to donate that sapphire. We cleared the beach a little, harvested mushrooms under the farm, also storing all qualities of them away now that we had iridium versions, and all qualities of mead got stored before we slept. On day 20, gold royal mead was ready, and our green pumpkins were also ready for harvest, so they were stored and shipped. At the Ridgeside Festival, we bought prismatic shard, mango sapling, and savage ring, deciding as well to buy 3 of each of the dishes that Pika had on offer. We're still going to obviously need to cook these at some point, but at least if we buy 3 extra, we can put them in casks and have the qualities all done and stored away, saving us from having to cook 4 of each dish in the future. And after that short day, we slept again. On day 21, we actually married Luna, picked up our iridium pickled honeycomb, and harvested our first FEMA stalks, which we placed in the mill, shipped, and stored. We crafted 6 frog stones to help us collect star jelly, got birdhouses and mushroom starters onto the mulberry trees. I found the birdhouses had collected the polished gem berry, which we hadn't actually unlocked the recipe for yet, so I am grateful for these birds. All of the plentiful harvest trees were grown, so they could be automated. The raccoons were asking for dried purple mushrooms and cave carrots, which we immediately gave them. The final mango sapling and first banana sapling went down into Grampleton. We placed some lanterns into the greenhouse, harvesting our first white frame blooms, which we then set to turn back into seeds. The game continued to break down as Lyle walked across our farm, and then we slept. On day 22, gold honeycomb juice was ready, and it was time for the final Monday sort of the season. We crafted up a beach warp and 7 fish hatcheries, which finished off that mod, as well as a maturing shelf, a farm computer, infinite volcano simulation, and 3 scarecrows from the Tim Sanity mod. Missing qualities of deep cave fruit, choco fruit, frost apple, baby boo squash, and hardy rosemary were stored. A chest was set up for storing wine finally. Roe was placed into the fish hatcheries as well as bait, but I didn't notice at that moment, so please don't judge me. Everlasting pink cat and freesia were stored, with a golden relic and computer placed in to turn into amber. Over 60 puddings got stored away, with 19 more minerals placed to turn into pots. Silver and iridium amanita could be stored, as well as 6 more dried goods. Peanut milk went into the nut cheese press, 12 more gold-plated crops were shipped and stored. A variety of eggs were added into the tofu maker, 36 more lollipops were stored. Various flower qualities were added to turn into bouquets. We shipped vermouth and coffee candy, stored 30 more candies, stored pickled fish, placed several items into the passerby extruders, and there ended the final sort of the season. From Robin, we bought the dyeing pot, stocked upon pedestals, and asked for a new barn in Grampleton. Ideen and I helped patch up Mateo, and then I had to help find Baron Munchington. But to continue the game's descent into madness, we just decided to walk off the map and not help Ideen, so sorry Munchington. Eve then came to talk to us, but disappeared and talked to us in spirit form, I guess. And then we talked to Dylan about his marine research. We collected our first white truffles from the mini pigs, and then spent most of our money on Friendship 202, optimized Stardew Valley, bus driving for dummies, beginner's luck, winter forestry, book of altruism, positive reinforcement, and the strongest brew. We foraged at Ridgeside, placed down the dying pot, shipped 3 more pots, harvested our sweet gem berries, put our deluxe dessert stands into the shed, and then we slept. Gold quality gooseberry and nimbus jelly were ready on day 23, and our first trick or treat candy was also ready, so got shipped and stored. We stocked up on ore, saw Shanice giving a lesson, and then found out how Sunny was saved by the spirit of the mountain. Maddie got a birthday gift, the ancient fruit was set to turn into seeds to buy all the new ancient crops, and we chose the tropical fish request this week. Sophia told us what happened to her parents, Electo asked us for fertilizer, and we finally learned that Luna was one of the shadow folk from a place called Umui. 8 more pots were stored and shipped. We received our first egg variety tofus and blue vapious cheese, more jellies for the magical crops mod, and to our horror it now appears that we can make qualities of the amber artifacts, so we have to get even more artifacts now. We shipped brown amanita and cooked up some sauerkraut, strawberry black tea, maple sugar black tea, taro black milk tea, mayo vegetable medley, peanut lo mein, PBJ sandwich, whipped cream, molasses mash, hand-pressed apple cider, amanita tincture, and amanita tea before sleeping. Cooking leveled up as we slept, and on day 24 we went to the Skull Caverns. We managed to find our first sunstone from the geology mod, also finding our second ice rod while we were there. But we found absolutely no prismatic shards today, though 87 iridium ore, which will keep us going for a little while now. We crafted up 6 crystallariums that evening and we slept. Luck leveled as we slept, and on day 25 we had iridium level triple shot waiting for us, and in the mail we received the warp root tea recipe. 8 more pots were shipped, and we set down 6 more crystallariums to get more minerals reproducing, including the patunst we needed for the baubles mod. Starfruit was harvested, we got our first golden poultry manure, Mateo got a birthday gift maxing out their friendship, and Electo got the fertilizer they were asking for, rewarding us with the ginger tincture recipe. Our birdhouses had found us some prismatic pieces, meaning that we could replicate them in the crystallarium to make prismatic shards now, as well as even more minerals that we hadn't yet got. 1 more pot was ready to ship, and we got those prismatic pieces replicating, quickly buying every item from the Joja catalog before we slept. On day 26, our iridium level royal mead was ready, which got stored away, and Electo had sent us our first void ancient fruit and void mint seeds, which we will grow next year or on Ginger Island. The greenhouse was harvested, allowing us to get our first peach, apple and plum lollipoppy, as well as golden frame blooms. Our first jack-o'-lanterns were also ready, so they were shipped and stored. We shipped the amber computer, as well as Draga Eye, Fairy Fingers, Fire Snapper, Hevious Root and Stone Shroom extract. From the Wandering Trader we bought some pork, the Sun 44 picture and camphor leaves before shipping off our first warp root. Kareen got their birthday gift, and we met a little acorn and Pippo who seemed to be searching for someone. We handed over a tree frog and stag beetle to Ivy, shipped off Sky Shard Sharp, dairy-free cheese, glass noodles, salty kombucha and stone tofu, before seeing Mateo rejoin the Adventurers Guild and Eli find some of Clint's items he'd lost in the mines. Haley offended John, we shipped an olive and shiitake, and then upgraded our cheese makers, mayo machines and oil makers to iridium level so that when they process items, they now maintain their original quality. We picked up all the casks not in use and we slept. On day 27, we cooked up a bowl of spooky treats and charred nested egg, failing at making a normal quality bowl of spooky treats, so I'm unsure if we can even make that now. Each warp root quality was stored, we completed the empty pots request and claimed the final mastery skill. All qualities of midnight peppers could be stored, and we collected our first star jelly from the frog statues. The iridium casks went into the farm shed, and we started working on some cooked dishes. Star jelly also went into charcoal kilns, and Paula got a birthday gift. We stocked up on starfruit seeds, caught a Hercules beetle, gathered our first meek wood and meek fruit, crafted our first mystic tree seed, and then headed to Spirit's Eve, where we got that golden pumpkin, collected some treasure totems from Ivy afterwards, stored silver, gold and iridium cloth, silver truffle oil, as well as gold duck cloth, and then we slept. Iridium wild honeycomb juice, gooseberry jelly and nimbus jelly awaited us on day 28, and it was again the final day of the season. Bat flowers and paniki were ready for harvest, with each quality stored away. 11 new flowers could be shipped from harvesting the small honey making area. Linus walked through a train again. The mystic tree was planted, and we paused time to do some decorating again for the end of the season. And decorating is something I want to start doing more often now as we continue to progress this challenge. All the new grown trees had grass placed around them. We worked on some more of the pathways. The plentiful harvest trees were fenced in. We decorated up around the fence mod, showcasing them a bit better and decorating up with a bike, a fort, some barrels and Leah's statue, also leaving space for 2 silos in the future. Spider silk and plasma peach trees were fenced off, as were the slime trees, with 2 small areas on the side of it left for showcasing mods maybe next season. After that, starfruit was planted down, and we made 10 more iridium casks, filling them up with food dishes. We shipped beef and pitons that we'd bought from the wandering trader, and then bought up all the items from the Retro, Junimo, and Furniture Catalog number 2 before fishing up 5 iridium bars to end out the season. And there we have it, another season down, and this was a season of definitely getting mods ticked off the list. That's 4 more mods now done that we don't need to worry about ever again. I do want winter to be the season of animals, as we still have so many more to buy for our collection, but at least the autumn season was another one of great progress. As ever, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please consider giving the video a like, as it does help us out a great deal, and I do hope to see you in a future stream or video. And if you want to hang out, maybe consider joining our Discord. So again, thank you so much for watching. Onwards to winter we go, and I'll catch you all again soon. Bye for now.